Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Gargoyle Wanderer of Lugonu. We just finished up most of Vaults, and now we have a couple places we could go, right? Well, three, I guess? We could go to Elf. We could try to finish up Shoals. Are we like 5 levels higher than when we started? No, we weren't level 16 at the bottom of Shoals, were we? Maybe 18, but not 16, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we should be substantially stronger, so that's a thing we could do. We could go to Depths, we could go to Elf, we could go to Shoals. Those are the three things. Training-wise, just double-checking here. Seems okay. If I get evocations up to 10, that would be pretty good, I think. Even at 8, it's probably okay. Yeah, this looks alright. Sure. Why am I even carrying this amulet? Get out of here. I got Amulet of Faith. Although, honestly, like, I'm not relying so heavily on banishment anymore, and it's not that effective against monsters either at this point. A lot of them have... Well, I was going to say a lot of them have enough magic resistance, but I was just remembering a few times we did banish things recently and appreciated it, so maybe I should not be so dismissive of the benefits Lugonu and Faith are still giving us. I think I want to head back to Elf. I'm kind of happy to get back to Crawl. Not that it's been a long time since I played, a couple hours or something. But I did some coding of Crawl today. A bug was reported that I think I mentioned it already, right? Yeah. Because my fix for it had broken near the end of the last episode, as I recall, right? I had fixed the issue, and then there was something broke. Anyway, it turned out that it was just frustrating. I had to undo the fix I had made because we couldn't figure out what was wrong right away, and we didn't want people's games breaking. And then I had to track it down and undo. It was a mess. It turned out eventually that the thing I had done was not wrong, but it exposed some other code that was wrong, which is very like something I think I mentioned earlier anyway. Do I want any of this? No. I don't know. Certainly I make mistakes coding in general and coding Crawl in particular. But it's just a little frustrating that the last two things I've done have both been to the same general area of the game, and in both cases it was oh, something went wrong as soon as you did this. Not to say that everyone was saying. I'm speaking to myself here, not reporting what the other devs were saying to me or anything, but just I touched something, and then that something near that broke, and I had to track it down, and then it was oh, it wasn't actually. What you did was a correct change, but it exposed another bug that had just been lying around waiting to happen. And, that's great. A, it means I didn't break things. B, it means I found a bug that was there. But I did so by, causing the bug to happen, which is not great. It just makes it, it's kind of frustrating. Makes me feel like I don't really know what's going on in Crawl. Distant magical portal, and that if I were better, I wouldn't be making these mistakes. So, all that to say that I'm happy to be getting back to playing Crawl after a couple hours of frustrating debugging of problems with Crawl. Here, I understand the rules better. If I make a mistake, my character will die, which sucks. But at least there will be a clear reason. You know, a lot of stuff in programming is so tangled up in a lot of layers of complication that it's often not clear what has actually gone wrong when something breaks, and it's refreshing to be doing something like crawl where stuff goes wrong all the time, but at the end you know why, or you at least can figure out why. And in theory, if you were very distant from here, okay, so it was distant from like here, very distant from down here, so up this way. Anyway, what was I saying? It's just refreshing because in crawl, when you die, like if you think about it and study and look over the things, you can really still very distant. That's interesting. Huh. Northeast, I guess? Or maybe just east? Anyway. We have quite a lot of mapping. I could use one if next time this goes off, it doesn't tell me I'm any closer. It's nearby. Okay. So we just gotta, yeah, here it is. Huh. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna explore that other side of it just yet. All right, a whiz lab. Let's drop a spare wand to teleport. Ice blasts, enslavements. I really never use those, although they are pretty good. Let's keep one. Drop paralysis instead. I guess I might want Holy Word in case it's the Hellbinder, I suppose. I don't need to carry around Ambrosia anymore. And let's leave the beef jerkies here as well. That should be more than enough slots. Okay. And let's identify our new wands, or rather, our new Wand of Acid and our old Wand of Enslavement that maybe we might remember to use. What is this? Dorokla's Tomb. Oh, that's a nasty one. It's kind of a trick, I guess. Where there's all these tombs like this, and they have monsters inside them. And then, but the antennae actually let me find this out. Oh, interesting. It's a strange rock wall. Huh. So anyway, after you've been in here for a little while, you've gotten yourself in quite deep. Suddenly all the walls come down and there's a million, like, mummies and so on. All over the place. Was that faint hissing noise the doors actually coming down? No, it's a warning, I guess, that you should maybe leave? I don't know. There's a grinding noise. Are they out yet? No? I don't get it. I don't think I've done Dorokla's Tomb in a long time. Ah, there it goes. All the walls vanish. Right, so we just gotta, like, not be in the middle of all that, not make a bunch of noise. And I think we should be okay. We can handle these guys in small groups, I should think. The thing, I don't know, the reason that players and I think developers mostly don't like Dorokla's Tomb is that it sort of relies on the element of surprise. I'll take it. +0, okay. It relies on the element of surprise in a way that Crawl tries not to do, right? Because it's something that if you read the spoilers and you knew everything there was to know about Crawl, you would do what I just did and not put yourself in danger by exploring the tomb. And I mentioned earlier, I think in the last playlist, not this one probably, you know, Crawl's philosophy of anything that's the same from game to game, Crawl tries to tell you. It shouldn't be a surprise. There are things that should be surprises, but those should be things you couldn't possibly find out by looking them up. And this vault, this WizLab, breaks that rule. I mean, like, that's sort of a problem with vaults in general. You just, like, can't get around the problem that there are, you know, fixed dungeon configurations if you're going to have vaults in the game. And so some would argue, okay, well, get rid of vaults, and, like, that's a fair argument, but they're not all as bad as this one in that they don't totally, like, they present you with difficult monsters or whatever, or a difficult tactical challenge that based on how the area is shaped. Whereas this WizLab only works, it's only dangerous if you don't know what's coming and you find yourself suddenly in the middle of a big pile of nasty monsters. If you just wait it out, then you come in here, it basically presents no danger. And you can just go back to clearing things carefully. Book of Callings, I don't want any of that, right? Right. And we still have to explore carefully to ensure that we don't get back into a bad situation, but it's such a wide open area, which is, you know, bad and scary, but it also means that there's no trouble luring a monster to somewhere else if you want it to fight it elsewhere. You know, we walk over here, we see a war gargoyle, we're like, all right, gotta fight him somewhere else so we don't make noise, and then it's easy to get somewhere else. So, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this vault. And the loot, I believe, is kind of mediocre usually, although it seemed fine this game. Not amazing or anything, but fine. Well, let's try on this new ring. Cursed Ring of Loudness, no thanks. Book of Frost, no thanks. I guess I'll bring it with me, just for sentimental reasons, you know? I do love Azukubo's armor, even though this character doesn't want it at all. Pick up all the old wands, and that's all. And explore the rest of Alpha. Oh, I'll just eat this beef jerky, whatever. A Scimitar of Distortion. Okay. Where exactly is it? It's up there. You know what? If he... Oh, okay, he blinked me. Okay. If he banishes me, I don't even mind. I can come out anytime I want. Do dancing weapons heal naturally over time like monsters do? I'm not even sure. Oh, good, a food shop. Yikes! That's a lot of dudes. I guess this is the Hollow Blades down here, huh? We could maybe corrupt the Hollow Blades. That could be fun. I bet corrupting the Royal Jelly is pretty good. That hurt. I mean, not a whole ton, but it sure did hurt. Yeah, there's a few deadly, scary monsters here, huh? Let's try to stand here. Open this door and make a hallway so I can fight in a little bit more of an advantageous situation. And I'll just bop him with some Ice Blast while I wait. Actually, what's the MR on a Mite? Could I confuse or enslave him or something? No, not really. These guys all have too much MR. Alright, Ice Blast it is then. Where is Ice Blast? Lowercase q. And another, sure, why not? Who is this? A Sun Demon. Okay, but the mage exposed himself to danger, and therefore his summon died. Enchant Armor. Oh, I wanted to try on that cloak. It's no good, of course. All right, now we have to decide what to do with these scrolls of enchant armor. I don't really know the answer. It feels like I was gonna say swatching, which is like in between switching and swapping. Swapping. Wait, why can I not carry it? Oh, because I didn't drop this old cloak. Okay. I feel like swapping to Fire Dragon or Ice Dragon armor is just not that big an improvement. I don't know. Maybe I should do it anyway? Like, Chain is kind of bad, but there hasn't been any good plate all game. I mean, there's that +1 plate of fire. Like, that's okay. Wait, no, that doesn't exist. That's not a thing. We found scale of fire resistance, right? But the only plate that we found that was enchanted was -2. And I think that the chain is better than that. Basically, if we were to swap to dragon armor, our armor would stay the same, but our evasion and accuracy would go up, and our spell casting penalty would go down. I believe is the deal. Right? Because our current... Let's check again, even though... Oh, let's also drop this. Drop G. This, what is this? Capital P? Base armor of 8, yeah, which is the same as Fire Dragon armor. Oh, Ice Dragon armor is 9. I never realized that it was heavier than Fire Dragon armor. I thought they were like the same. Interesting. Huh. I don't know why I thought that. Just they seem so symmetrical with their like resistances. I figured they were the same in terms of like how heavy they are. So that would be a slight improvement, right? Instead of 14 armor, we would have 16 armor, and it would be lighter. That's an improvement. Now, we wouldn't have the +2 anymore. So our actual AC for the moment would stay the same until we could enchant it up. And the only actual advantage would be that it would be lighter. But maybe that's enough of an advantage. It would get my evasion up higher, which is something that I value a lot. And I've been sad all game about how low it is. But the problem is some of it is just my dex is awful. Like my evasion is probably... Let's try taking off this armor completely, right? Right now we're at 12 evasion. If we weren't wearing any armor at all, how high could we get? 15. So like we wouldn't gain that much by putting on Ice Dragon armor. But geez, like I mean, what else am I supposed to wear? Like the chain is just bad. It's not that good. Like, but am I waiting for like Storm Dragon armor? Golden Dragon armor? I feel like I should just suck it up and accept the mediocre Ice Dragon armor as a slight upgrade to what I've got. And not try to push too hard for like yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, let's go grab that Ice Dragon hide. And just to confirm how much this is going to improve my evasion and spell casting, right now a level 1 spell is at 90% fail rate. Okay. And I'm at 12 evasion. So if I swap, I'm at 13 evasion, and a level 1 spell is at 50% fail. That makes a substantial amount of difference, honestly. Now, obviously my armor dropped a lot, but that's because I'm wearing hide, not armor. Right. The reason I didn't want to wear Ice Dragon armor is because I don't have enough protection from fire. This is overemphasizing my innate cold resistance. Right. That's why I wanted to prefer Fire Dragon armor. Which I guess still should do. But that's lighter. I would lose armor for wearing that. And my evasion pickup is not that high. Ugh, I think I'm going to go back on my word, and I'm going to not switch right now. Why is there a giant frog? Oh, this is in dungeon. I thought we were in elf already. It was very strange to see a giant frog in elf. Now, we could try to do the Hollow Blades. But the main thing we would... I think it's just a little too dangerous for no particular reason. The reason you do Hollow Blades is to get a top-tier weapon of whatever class you have. Whatever weapon class you have, I should say. But with maces, there's really no need. It's so easy to find great maces everywhere, and we've already got one. You know, if you have staves and you want a Logitang, or you have swords and you want a triple sword or something, then it's a great, I don't know if it's great, but Hollow Blades is a thing you can try to get an upgrade. Stop blinking around, you little twerp. Whereas if you are not in need specifically of a weapon type upgrade, then Hollow Blades is just kind of a dangerous thing to do. It's as dangerous, roughly, as the Elf 3 Vault, but the loot is a lot worse if you aren't looking for that particular kind of loot. Surprise! I'm starting to feel like pretty okay about the character though. Like, I don't know. We haven't. It's been a while since we used Lugonu's abilities, and we haven't. Certainly not as heavily as we were using them in like Spider and Shoals and so on. And it's not like I've been declining to use them when they would be very helpful. I've been using them where I can, where I need to, and it just hasn't been as much, which means that the character is starting to come along well enough to survive without help from Grandma Lugonu. Grandma Lucy. I'm sure I've called Lugonu Lucy before, and I probably have explained why. Many, many years ago, long before I played Crawl, back when it was still Linley's Dungeon Crawl, not Stone Soup, the gods all had human names. Alright, I don't know about all, but a lot of them did. And so like the only one that I knew of until quite recently was that Lugonu was named Lucy. And so like that's the one god nickname that sort of stuck around. People still sometimes like to call Lugonu Lucy. It's just easier, fewer syllables, stuff like that. But I was talking to Geekosaur, another developer who has been playing since, I believe, before Stone Soup. Like Dungeon Crawl, if you look at the help screen, well, I don't know about the help screen. Is there like a thing in here that, about? Is there an about somewhere? Version information? Yeah, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't know. But if you, on the main menu where it's like you get to choose a character, it's got the copyright, which is like 1997 to 2016 or something like that. It's like super, super long. Is when like the first version of Linley's Dungeon Crawl was released. And I don't think Geekosaur has been playing since like version 1, but well, I guess we're still not up to 1, right? We're at the 0.19-ish. Anyway, talking to Geekosaur has been playing for a long time, and he mentioned the gods had human names, and Lucy and so on. And he mentioned also that Olivalon was named Evelyn, which is one that I had not heard before. Just, I don't know. They seem so like timid, don't they? It's kind of nice that I don't know, Evelyn just sounds like a kindly grandmother, doesn't it? I asked if like Trog. I feel like Trog should have been named Tim, but he probably wasn't. There was a point in history where Trog was named. Oh, was it Lugafu? I think it might have been. I don't know. I know Fedhas used to have a weird name, but that was much, much later. I can't remember his name. His old name. Okay, so there's like these guys here, and this is... I don't know if it's the entrance into the main vault, but certainly it is an entrance into the main vault, I think. Is this the one that's blocked by water again? I think so. This is the main corridor. It's stone all around, and like starting about here, there's water. So what do we do with these 3 elves? None of them are easily banishable, I assume? No. I could corrupt, but I don't want to do it out here. I want to make sure we get a corrupt nice and deep inside the middle if we're gonna do it. I don't know. On the other hand, whoa, hello. Having the goal of getting a nice deep corrupt is sort of problematic because it implies that you're going to be in the middle of all those of Elf Central, right? Which is not the way that you guys usually see me clear the Elf End Vault, right? I do careful luring of everyone to out here as much as I can. And, God, so many Elementalists. And I take them out piecemeal. And I probably should do that anyway, rather than planning to use Corrupt as my ultimate superpower. I should use it as a panic button. We're going to door dance with this guy a bit while I recover health. He decided to go around. Alright. Anyway, I'm planning to use it as like a panic button when things get a little too nasty. Try to not use it at all, and only use it if I have to. I think is a better plan than saying, I know, I'll charge into the middle, get myself into a bunch of danger, and then ask Lugonu to help. You know, better to help yourself than to get into a dangerous situation and then use a god ability. We will hopefully not get a high value corrupt, I guess is what I'm getting at. Because a high value corrupt tends to imply you're in a lot of trouble. This is such a silly little race course that the Deep Elf Elementalist put together. Not a race course, an obstacle course. All right, drop all the stones. I don't need stones anymore. Am I still picking up stones? Yes. So don't. Great. Grab the ring. Try on the ring. Resist corrosion is good to have. One nice thing about having such low stealth, it is not hard to lure monsters out of the Elf End Vault. A mixed blessing, to be sure. Oh, geez, they've come at me from 2 directions. We'll just do the same thing, duck around here. We kind of have the Deep Elf Elementalist to thank for making a sort of kill hole here. It's not exactly a kill hole, but it does serve as an effective like line of sight blocker. Come on. All right, grab a couple of them, pull them out. Wow, 1 shot, not bad. Stupid elves. Whoa! Oh my goodness, he made so many abominations from all these corpses. What happened? Elementalist has a dagger of electrocution. Okay. All these abominations are a little bit awkward. Oh look, great. Some earth elementals. Alright, I'll just outrun them. It's a bit messy in here, I'll give you. Not too thrilled about how I'm handling the earth elementals. Oh, hey, hello. Nice to see you. Maybe a wand of lightning is not the best solution, come to think of it. That was my immediate reaction. But, because I was like, look, I can get a double bounce on him if I aim it at the doorway. However, I hope you guys can recognize just how bad an idea it would be to make all this noise when I'm trying to lure elves 1 or 2 at once. You know, being on the other side of 1 or 2 walls is probably not enough to make that a good idea. How much haste do I have? I have 6? Okay. Alright, and there's the Demonologist as well. Ugh, I really want to aim a wand at him. Let's do a Wand of Acid. Oh, Lamp of Fire is pretty good. Let's just aim it like that. Got him. Nice. Now, they're not dead or anything, but they're standing in fire. That should help a lot. Oh, yeah. Actually, the fire did very little damage. But, I don't know. It gave me the courage to hit him for full damage. A Lightning Rod! A Lightning Rod! I love Lightning Rods! Drop my spare Wand of Lightning and a spare Wand of Paralysis. And my Scroll of Enchant Armor. Get around the corner from this guy so that he doesn't summon a bunch of fiends on us. Grab the Lightning Rod. Yeah, I love Lightning Rods. I love Lightning Rods. I love Rods of Clouds. Those are my favorites. Right, the High Priest is kind of a problem. Let's try a Phial of Floods first. That was some pretty solid damnation. Ooh, 2 High Priests, huh? Let's duck around the corner. All right, now if they want to damnation me, they at least have to blow themselves up. Yeah, they're doing it anyway. All right, I guess I should have known. Banish? No banish. Again? Still no. Got him. And let's quaff a heal wounds just to be safe. We have 13 of them after all. And these guys have damnation and aren't afraid to use it. Okay, which one of these do we prioritize? Also, who hasted a Deep Elf High Priest? They don't know haste. That's weird. How did he get haste? Did he drink a potion or something? While I wasn't looking? Huh. That must be what happened, and I just didn't notice. Maybe it was when he was out of my line of sight, but he saw my water elemental, so he was allowed to attack. Saga Spiders would be nice, I guess. Redbacks are fine. Alright, we got the Deep Elf Death Mage before he could create any Lost Souls. Okay, thank goodness. A Scroll of Blinking, that's nice. Alright, let's get out of here, rest, heal up. Try on the Lightning Rod, +3, that's nice. How much recharging do we have? 4. And our evocation is at almost 10. Good. You know what? I probably should have entered the Abyss when that fight was going a little bit south. I need to remember that I have that available. The other thing is... What am I doing? I wanted to remember that I probably want to swap out of the Amulet of Faith when we're done in Elf. I don't want to do it just yet because... Ow. Alright, I need to regroup here. I don't want to swap out just yet because I might need to use Lugonu abilities, and taking off the Amulet of Faith would drop me down to 5 or maybe even 4 pips. But we're barely using Lugonu's abilities. I don't think we need an Amulet of Faith to finance it, really, in the future. However, just at this moment, if this Deep Elf Annihilator were to roll high on another Crystal Spear, he could kill us, I think. So I'm going to just bounce, get into the Abyss, and rest up. Oh, wow. Only 47. Only down to 47 health. We lost very little health this time. I'm not sure if that's tied to piety or to invocations or to something else bizarre, but probably not anything else bizarre. If I had... Nergal! Hi! I remember you. We could banish her again, but I think we could just probably do okay tabbing her now? I don't know, I guess she's yellow. Tell you what, go away. You guys see that? After she was devoured by a tear in reality. Alright, that's a good one. I gotta paste that to the dev channel. That's pretty good. I assume that, like, there's something in the code with the intent to prevent stuff like that from happening, right? Monsters shouldn't generally make noises, or that's like monster speech. Even like blowing her nose is a form of speech, right? She's emoting, kind of. I assume they're not supposed to do that when they've been killed or banished. So that's, I assume that's some kind of bug. I'm guessing maybe it's like if the monster... It's an orb spider, probably one of the ones we banished. It's like if the monster is not in the current branch or something, but we just banished them to another part of the Abyss, and so maybe that's why we still get to hear what they're emoting. I don't know. That's a wild guess. It could just be that, like, banishment in general doesn't work with that. It's Nergal again! I thought she got banished to a deeper level of the Abyss. That's weird. I thought when you used Banish on something in Abyss 1, they got sent to Abyss 2. Alright, well, I'm at a higher health total than last time, so I'm gonna give it a shot, just whacking her. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we are now, I believe, ready to leave. But I might as well save my piety and look for a door. It's Polyphemus too! He's... Did he throw the Sufetibus at me? I'm not sure. Alright, I'm starting to not like all this stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. Okay. Back off a bit. Try to get a better engagement somehow. I'm not sure exactly how. Sack of spiders. Here we go. And then we can ice blast these guys, which is on Q. So where's my friendly? That's a redback, so I want to aim it here. Ow! These guys are the worst. Alright, I gotta get rid of the Death Mage. At least the Annihilator is doing that confused thing where he was like, I gotta get closer to him, I'm too far away. And then he gets here, and I'm like, alright, I'm a ranged enemy. I'm gonna go back here and get him from a distance. They have some issues with that. Alright, good work, Redback. I don't really know if he helped, but you know, can't have hurt, right? Right, one fire elemental. I will pull as little back as I can arrange. Yeah, this place is starting to look like Swiss cheese with all the elementalists. A Morning Star of Crushing. That could be a good thing to put our distortion brand on, I suppose. Box of Beasts, good evocable. Book of Transfigurations, not too interested. Another Lamp of Fire, doesn't matter. Book of Beasts, not so interested in that. Cloak could be good. Let's drop our almost empty Ice Blast. And our beef jerky and meat. Stop picking those up as well. Get the cloak. Try on the cloak. No good. Although honestly, the one we have now is arguably the best we could possibly ever get. I think I prefer invisibility to magic resistance, and it's +2, so I suppose I could have already known that that would not be interesting to me. Book of Alchemy? No. We do want the boots, are just about the only thing in here that's interesting to me. +0 boots of flying, pass. On another character, I would probably pass, but on a gargoyle who can already fly, those are just +0 ordinary boots, and we already have +2 ordinary boots. Alright, another kind of amulet we could wear. Box of Beasts is the main pickup here, I guess. Alright, that's the end vault done. And as I mentioned recently, you should still be careful when you're cleaning up a branch after finishing its end vault, but usually most of the danger has passed. Alright. Entering the Abyss takes a lot of piety. Maybe I shouldn't take off my Amulet of Faith if I'm going to still need to do that, huh? Yeah, I guess I'm happy enough with Faith. Alright. Back to the dungeon. And for you guys, back to YouTube. I don't know, that didn't make any sense. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.